Good morning, everyone. It is March 1st, and looks like I'm going to be here in Phoenix until Tuesday morning. Anyway, I want to apologize for yesterday. I know I didn't provide a video. I literally had a meltdown yesterday. And as bad as it was yesterday, I'm really grateful for it. And that's what I'm grateful for today. This is day 11. And, so many things went wrong yesterday. And it wasn't even like major things. It was just stuff that just kept adding up. And I just lost it. So when I woke up yesterday morning, I got a notification that my phone services had been suspended because the last 3 months have been just awful as far as for stuff going on. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. My eyes are bothering me. Woke up because no, I'm sorry. Okay. Things have been crazy in my life, and money has been going everywhere but where I need it to go. Okay. And anyway, so ever since I left last home time and I was sick and I lost, I was only supposed to be home for 5 days, ended up being home for 10. It was crazy. And then it's just been nonstop, one thing after another. And Greg lost his insurance, and I mean it's been a mess. Okay. And then he's got to stay back to try to help me financially, plus we need to be apart for this next the rest of the year to work on ourselves, which we were supposed to have done anyway. And I just been drowning financially. Okay. And the last 2 paychecks have been crap because first one was coming off of home time, and then the second one, which I could not afford to take, but I did anyway. And then the second one was I gotten sick right off the bat when I left home time again. I do believe that God's telling me I need to stay away from there. I don't know if that's true. That's just how I feel. It's still a sore spot for me. But anyway, left and I was sick and I lost all kinds of time. So then this week is my first full week, and I mean I've run balls to the wall. But this last load, which was 1,700 miles, is not going on this check because it didn't end on this pay period. So this week's check is going to be small. It's just been one thing after another, and I have these loans that over the past few months that we took from, it's on our Cash App, and they're little small loans. They're not giant loans, but so they have to be paid back right away. So they get taken out because they're past due for the first time. I'm never late on payments. It's just been a literal mess. Okay. So yeah, my phone, I've been trying to fight to push back. I'm behind a month. Anyway, made a payment arrangement and couldn't meet it because of the sickness. I didn't make as many miles. I mean, it's just been, like I said, it's been a mess. So I had to plan not to have phone service. Okay, so which I did. And then I get this text message from T-Mobile saying that, oh, well, if you make a payment right away, or if you make a payment plan, your service can be restored. So I made a payment plan. So that was how my day started yesterday. Bright and shiny and early in the morning. Okay. Then it was an all drive day. So I wore my pajamas all day and was, thinking it was going to be a great day. I'm going into I'm in the desert. At that point, I think I was in New Mexico. And so I was trying to decide if I wanted to go through Flagstaff and add an extra 40 miles or do the shortcut. When I realized what the shortcut was, it was 377 to 277 to 87 into Phoenix. I decided to take that one. Well, I part of the stuff that went wrong yesterday, it was on me, because I needed to make a cash advance so I'd have money to get food and stuff. I still need to stop at Walmart. I don't ever seem to get to, for some reason, because there's so many Walmarts now that don't allow for trucks to go in, and like to have it line up to where you have time and you're at a place where a Walmart allows for truck parking. It just doesn't happen a lot, and I don't know, maybe I'm not trying hard enough. But anyway, so I was trying to find a place to get a cash advance, then stop and find a place to get food, because I didn't want anything from Love's or the typical places. When I come out to the desert and certain places, I want local food, you know. And so anyway, it was getting to the point where I was almost to the turnoff, and I knew once I got on this back road that there wasn't going to be anything available, okay? Which I was right. Anyway, so I stopped at this one place, and it was an Ambest. I love Ambest. And so I'm like, oh, surely they're going to have something there. And, you know, I was like, forget it, whatever. I finally decided, I was like, you know what, it is what it is. So I just grabbed me something to eat. And then I saw this little tamale place, like right before I got to the Ambest. So I went ahead and grabbed some food just in case they didn't have what I wanted, which I'm glad I did, because when I got there, they didn't have any tamales. It took everything I had to decide to get out, because I struggle. It's funny, because before I found out I had autism, I didn't have a problem getting out of this truck. I didn't have a reservation about talking to people, because I was wearing a mask. But now that I know that I have autism, I feel like I'm exposed. I feel like people see me as I am, and I don't know. I struggle so bad with getting out of this truck. And talking to people and interacting with people and all the things, and I struggle with so much that people just don't even know about. Anyway, so I finally psyched myself out that I was gonna stop, because I'm like, I never get the opportunity to get tamales in the desert, okay? So I get the courage to get out, and I walk across the parking lot, okay? Go into the store. They don't have any tamales. And I'm like, are you serious? So I got some other stuff, and I did get some Navajo lavender tea, which I absolutely love. Different flavor teas. I love teas like that. And it was so good. It was so good. Anyway, so then we left. We left there, okay? By me, me and Jesus and Stevie. And I get to this 377. Now, okay, the East Coast mountains and the West Coast mountains are very different, all right? We call, like, truck drivers call the East Coast mountains hills. And then, of course, the West Coast mountains are actually mountains, because, like, they're so drastically different, okay? I am so comfortable with the East Coast mountains. I mean, I don't even have to, like, really think about how to maneuver these mountains, okay? I know exactly what speed to take on these mountains. I know how to work my Jake brakes, how to work my regular brakes, all the things, okay? Well, being conditioned that way, I go to the West Coast mountains, and it is nothing like that. Like, you can't maneuver it the same, and I have no idea how to do this, okay? And so it was frustrating me, because it was like, it wasn't working, and I was starting to freak out. And I was getting so overwhelmed and so angry, and I was so stressed. And then I go from 377 to 277, and like right as I turn right at the last possible second, I see this man on the side of the road selling tamales out of his van, the back of his van. And I noticed it too late. So I couldn't turn around and go back. I mean, if I'd have seen him ahead of time, all I had to do was pull into the emergency lane, stop, put my hazards on, run across, get some tamales, and I mean, it would have been great. And I'm like, why, God? Why did you allow me to see that, knowing that I wouldn't be able to stop? So it really upset me. And I know it's not a big deal. Like, it's just freaking tamales. You can get them whenever. Like, get over yourself. But it's just the sequence of events that kept happening, you know? Like, I had a hard time finding a place to get a cash advance, and then I had a hard time finding food. And then, you know, it was just one thing after another. And then, oh God, I got stuck behind this freaking, this guy pulling a boat, and he was doing less than the speed limit. And I'm like, dude, and it wasn't even necessary. Like, and it's slowing me down. And then I finally got past him. And then at the next town, which, you know, he got right behind me. He caught up to me, and I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So it was just one thing after another. And like, most days, none of these things bother me. I don't know what it was yesterday. I guess because the way I woke up, and, you know, being immediately slapped with stress, I guess it just set the tone for the rest of the day. And what I should have done was, you know, spend time in prayer. But like, I haven't gotten my sleep schedule right to where I can get up early in the morning enough to sit down for 30 minutes with Jesus, which is what I really want to do. And it's so frustrating because I feel like I'm never going to get there. Anyway, so like, I get to Phoenix, and by the time I get to Phoenix, it's like 5 o'clock, and I'm like, I was planning on delivering this load yesterday because it's a drop and hook, and I was like, man, screw that, I'm not going. I'm just going straight, because I was gonna fuel, then go drop the load, then come back and shut down at the yard in Phoenix. And I was like, you know what, forget that. I'm not doing that because I don't feel like it, because I'd have to battle the traffic and everything, and by this point I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed, and I'm just keeping it together, you know. And it's my last day with Greg, because we're gonna start I'm gonna start isolating and doing whatever I need to do with Jesus, and he's gonna do whatever he needs to do with Jesus and all of this, right? And we're gonna talk like once every 2 weeks. So it's my last night with him. I'm just like so overwhelmed. All I want to do is just like shut down and go to sleep and just like forget this day existed, right? And the last thing I was so overwhelmed and so mad because I knew I had to do a video, and I'm like, I don't want to do a video. And I just literally had a breakdown, like just a baby fit. I was like, I'm not doing a video because I'm just not. I don't want to, and I'm not doing it. And I have nothing that I'm grateful for, because at this point is when I started really having a meltdown, because I get to Phoenix, okay, pull in, and there's no way, like, I don't know how to get into the yard, so I have to call the office. So I had to fight to, you know, like, not fight, but it was a task just to get into the yard. Then once I get into the yard, I look around, and like the buildings are all closed up, and I'm like, Lord, please, I swear, if everything is closed off, I'm gonna lose my mind. And then I get to the door, and the door is locked, and it's got this little keypad, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know the keypad. So I had to contact the office, but then Greg said, well, is it the same as the gate code? This man helps me to stay sane, I'm telling you, like, when I'm in this state of mind. Anyway, I tried the gate code, and it actually worked. Actually, it didn't work the first couple times. I was pressing the wrong freaking button. And then when I realized I was pressing the wrong number, I was like, oh my God, I was pressing the wrong freaking number. So anyway, finally got inside, and everything was cool, you know, but it was just like, I don't know. I just lost it on the way back to the truck. Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened after that. Thank you, Lord. I'm just all over the place. So they find out they have a vending machine with like candy and stuff, and I desperately needed chocolate at this point. And then I was going to go get me a soda. The machine said it takes 1s and 5s. I put my $5 in. It takes it and does not register the amount. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I put in $1 to think that if it chases it, it's going to register both of them. It registered the $1, but not the $5. And then there's no number on the machine to call or contact to find out, you know, how I can get my money back. And so I asked them, and they're like, oh, contact the Phoenix Yard. Well, the Phoenix Yard is closed. And I'm just like, is this really happening? Is this really freaking happening? And then I take my money to the vending machine, and it won't take my quarters. Like, it's just one thing after another, after another, after another. So by the time I get back to my truck, I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done for. Like, I don't want to do anything else. So anyway, all of that to say, and I ended up falling asleep on Greg last night while we were watching a movie. It was a terrible day. I don't know if it was a test or if it was the devil attacking me or a combination of both. But I'm grateful for it, and I'll tell you why. Because one, it tells me how much work there is to be done and how far I am from where I need to be. But it also says a lot about how far I've come, because normally the first event that happened with the cell phone would have done me in. You know, not that long ago, it would have done me in, and I'd have had that crap attitude for the rest of the day. But I kept fighting through it, and it didn't break me until the end of the day. So I'm very proud of myself and God that we were able to get that far before I had the breakdown. But at the same time, you know, I have so much work that is left to be done. But today is going to be a better day. And I'm grateful for yesterday because I learned so much from it. I'm still learning emotion regulation. I'm still learning how to let stuff bounce back off of me. I'm still learning not to take things personally. I'm still learning how to give things to God. I'm still learning a lot. And I'm just so grateful for all that God is doing for me today. And what he did for me yesterday, I know he was with me all day yesterday. And I'm so grateful for what I learned from yesterday. And that's it. And I really hope that made sense, because I was kind of all over the place, having a hard time keeping up with the sequence of events that happened yesterday. Desert therapy indeed. Indeed. So I've got a 34 reset here because I've only got 4 hours and 28 minutes left to my 70, and I'm not getting anything back tonight. And I don't think I'm getting back anything tomorrow night. I'm not sure. Anyway, I love you guys, and I thank you for coming on this journey with me as always. And choose Jesus and be grateful for everything that you do, you have, that you go through in life, because Jesus loves you and he will get you through if you let him, and he will use every single thing in your life for your good if you trust him with it. And just remember, it's a journey, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. You're human. And if anything of my life has shown you, is that we're not perfect and we're not always going to have it together. And even when our intentions are in the best possible place, we can still mess up. and we often do. And just have grace and mercy on yourself and forgiveness. I know it's the hardest for me to forgive myself. I've gotten so much better. Oh my God, I've gotten so much better at that. And I'm so grateful for that, because I used to hate myself for so long. I hated myself. And I don't know. Sometimes I still do. It's a habit. But this year's gonna be really good, and I'm really excited about what God is doing, and I'm terrified at the same time. Because every day that passes, and Greg's not with me, is a day lost that we could have been together. And I can't get upset, because then I will have resentment for him, and I don't want to be resentful towards him. Because it's partly my fault too. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.